Ahoy there, it is I, Rain Hat, and I'm feeling a bit better than I was a few days ago. Unfortunately, I'm still a little bit sick, but we should be alright. So today I'm bringing you another character talks video, but with Mallow this time. And like I said in a different video, I think it was the update video, I wanted to do a drawing, and I did. I redesigned Mallow's outfit because it was very plain and simple for a reason, I guess, because I was drawing a comic at the time, and it was just easier to draw simpler designs. So I gave her a brand new one, highly inspired by the 1800s fashion, I believe, unless I've got something wrong there. But it's not 1800s fashion, it's just inspired by it. So Mallow's definitely one of my favourite characters in the Yellow Feather series, and I really regret that I didn't show her more, though I'd very much like to, because she is quite an important character. Her first appearance in Yellow Feathers was chapter 2, page 2. What had happened is she walked into Dad's room after knocking, of course, and had a very brief conversation with him. She gifted him a ring with a foreign language on it that says luck, apparently, according to what I drew. And then their encounter was cut short very quickly when June called Dowd downstairs to leave because he's moving away to Alan's house. So what stands out, I guess, about this whole interaction is Mallow doesn't speak a word. She has some notes that she gives to Dowd, and he reads them and he responds, and that's just how they communicate. He's not shocked or anything like that. It just seems like the protocol. Another thing that is quite obvious, I guess, is they get along quite decently. They don't have any negative feelings towards each other, and I really wish I could share their relationship more than just the few pages they were together in this comic. So to make up for that, since there's literally hardly anything to talk about regarding the comic, I'm going to talk a little bit about the background, while also trying not to spoil the story. So she and Dowd, they were in, it's not an orphanage, it's more like parents and a lot of adopted children, but they were there for many years together, and they've always been quite close in a sense. I guess it took a little while for them to get to that stage, but those two got along very well for a reason. Definitely for a reason. This is me talking about the script that I've already written out. Surprisingly, I've actually written the script for the entire comic from beginning to end, but that's not the one I want to use because it's a bit too long for my liking. In that version of the script, they're not as close as I want them to be. I feel like I didn't focus on them as enough as I probably could have and should have. So Mallow actually, in this script and in any script that I will ever write about this story, she plays a huge role in the direction of the story. She's the main reason why there is progression in the story, because of one thing she does, and I can't tell you what it is because that will spoil everything, but it's kind of already in the comic, just only a part of it. So why do I have a random frog girl in this comic? It's a bit weird, isn't it? Because most of the characters are humans, so there's no real reason for me to have a frog girl. But there is definitely a reason. For those of you who don't know, Yellow Feathers is actually based on the story Jack and the Beanstalk. And there is a giant in Jack and the Beanstalk. And the giant isn't a frog girl, but the giant is huge for a reason, and that reason is going to be a mutation. So the mutation made the giant giant, and the mutation made a frog girl a frog girl, also made a fox girl, and all sorts of other things. So it's just a fantasy world where some people are human and some people are not human. If they aren't human, it's probably because of mutation, and this isn't just a human thing. It's in the animal kingdom as well. There are animals and plants in this story that are not available in the world we all know and live in. And this is all because of mutation. So let's say that this story it just happens to be set on Earth. It's in a timeline where mutations are occurring, so must be in the future. What I like to call these mutated humans are mumans. You've got your humans and you've got your mumans, mutated humans. How it works is a mutation is passed down through offspring. So if there is a muman and they have a baby, that baby might be born with a mutation that is quite similar to the parents. Or if there are two mumans and they've got completely different mutations, then maybe they'll have like a hybrid baby. I don't know. But there's also, which is why the mumans exist in the first place, just random mutations that happen, and they usually show up a year or a few years after birth, and what happens is the child loses some of their human traits and gains other traits. As a culture in this world, in this timeline, that are very hostile to humans, and they don't want to encourage a population that is no longer human, but over time that number of people slows down. So when this is a comic eventually, I hope anyway, you'll see that there's a lot of humans, and slowly they are interacting more with the mumans as time progresses. The story happens over a very large timeline, even a decade maybe even more than that. So there's a lot of things to tell. So this isn't the main storyline at all, but it's like little details. So after all of that, I think some people who might be invested in the story might wonder about something, because I believe I did hint it very, very loudly. Does Mallow have a crush on Dowd, the main character? The answer is yes, of course she does. Look at her face. Thanks for watching.